Good. All right. All right. Welcome, everyone, to the first semester awards assembly. Twice a year, we get to honor some pretty unique awards in the extra effort and the top of the shop. Every month, we do Student of the Month, and we'll do that later this week or early next. But it's a time to kind of go through, and I'll explain a little bit what each one is and what it, why we give it when we get to that award. But this year, I introduced, at the beginning of the year, it starts with me, right? You guys remember that? So it's kind of a focus on personal ownership, okay? Students, staff, and administrators alike, everybody, is focusing on making this the best experience that you can have. It's my job as the principal of the school to have everything in working order. And it's a challenge. We've got this big renovation. We're coming down the last class. Where's my vet students at? Vet assistant students, are they in here? Okay. You can check on that for me. The vet students, we just moved them back in. So they finally moved back in. Culinary and baking. I saw brownies being made in baking today. Hallelujah, right? You guys are going to, so things are getting back to normal, but it hasn't been easy, right? Some classes dealt with this last year, some dealt with this year, some dealt with the year before. But at the end of the day, having a nice room like this, having a nice school like this, that, once we get everything perfect with the heat, it's not cold. We don't have leaky stuff going everywhere. You know what I mean? There's enough electric to power a lot of the stuff. So, it's a process, and we've been doing that. There's a lot of cool things that have happened this year. And I promise you teachers, I try to stay between 15, 20 minutes. I don't have time to list all of them, but it's great to go into classrooms and see students working. It's great, like I mentioned, going through in the bakery and seeing brownies in there, for the first time since last May, in there. So we're getting through there. But again, I'm just going to challenge everybody in this room and watching online that just to remember that it starts with me. You have to take that ownership of getting your education. We have wonderful teachers here. Okay. There's a couple chairs over here if you guys want to sneak in. We have wonderful teachers in here, wonderful staff that are going to help you. But that ownership, really, it starts with you. You all signed up for Steel Sound. So we're going to kind of go from there. Okay. All right. So the first award that we're going to get, we're going to talk about today is the Extra Effort Award. Okay. And the Extra Effort Award recognizes students who demonstrate an outstanding attitude, strong work ethic, consistent attendance, and dependability throughout this semester. Oftentimes, it might be a first-year student who's really stepped up, or someone who's shown growth and improvement, from your first year to your second year, or your second year to your third year. Okay? It celebrates dedication. It celebrates perseverance and commitment, giving the best every day. It's exactly what it says. It's that extra effort. You can come here and you can do the bare minimum, or you can come here and you put forth extra work, extra time, extra brain power. I remember that, when I was a teacher, the award that I gave this to a few times was there were students who, no matter what happened, they were always here. I don't care if they canceled your school, they found a way to get here. Okay. And that shows me a lot as a teacher, but as like someone who hired people, and now I hire people, that shows a lot. So at this time, we're going to award the Extra Effort Awards. When I call Miss Taylor is going to call your names, and she's in the back there so people online can hear within there. But we're going to start with the Extra Effort Award. When I call your name, come on up, get your certificate, and be recognized. Okay.
All right, from Advertising and Design and Brentwood, Keegan Magic.
Congratulations.
From Automotive A and Thomas Jefferson, Evan Wilmer.
Congratulations.
From Automotive B and Baldwin, Ava Robinson. From Baking and Pastry Arts in South Allegheny, Madison Crosby. From Building Trades in Baldwin, Zanaj Jones. From Carpentry in Clarendon, Nathan Jameson. From Collision Repair in South Allegheny, Julian Peterson. From Cosmo A in Clarendon, Justice Jones. From Cosmo B in Baldwin, Hannah Davidson. From Culinary Arts in South Allegheny, Jaden Mueller. From Cybersecurity and Networking Technology in South Allegheny, Caden Baumgart. From Electrical Construction in Thomas Jefferson, Joseph Cortez. From Health Assistance in Brentwood, Clarice Fada. From HVAC in Baldwin, Jackson David. From Medical Professions in Steel Valley, Asante Jackson. From Public Safety in Baldwin, Evan Ferrari. From Sports Medicine in Baldwin, Bryson Fox. From Veterinary Assistant in Thomas Jefferson, Hannah Stewart. And from our welding class, Judah Arnold.
All right. Congratulations, everybody. Round of applause. All right, so next is the top of the shop. Okay, the top of the shop recognizes a student who has demonstrated the highest level of overall performance this semester. This award is given to students with outstanding attendance. There's actually a criteria that you can't miss more than a certain amount of days, for this award. Strong academic performance and exceptional technical ability. These students, these are the students you would want to hire if you were starting a business. There's plenty of other worthy students, and we're going to award both another extra effort and top of the shop in the spring semester. But these individuals consistently demonstrate professionalism, skill, and reliability. When Ms. Taylor calls your name, please come up and receive your certificate.
From Advertising and Design in Baldwin, Talia Machajewski. From Automotive A in Baldwin, Ethan Bell. From Automotive B in Brentwood, Evan Mingle. From Baking and Pastry Arts in Steel Valley, Theo Coyne. From Building Trades in Thomas Jefferson, Donald Votsberger. From Carpentry in Thomas Jefferson, Michael Kudis. From Collision Repair in Brentwood, Jackson Nabenshoe. From Cosmo A in Baldwin, Brooklyn Walker. From Cosmo B in Thomas Jefferson, Kaylee Harrington. From Culinary Arts in Baldwin, Mark Schnack. From Cybersecurity and Networking Technology in Baldwin, Daytona Hassong. From Electrical Construction in Thomas Jefferson, Cash Korschlak. From Health Assistance in Baldwin, Anna Carlson. From HVAC in Baldwin, Cody Jackson. From Medical Professions in Brentwood, Nathaniel Jaworski. From Public Safety in Baldwin, Avery Kenny. From Sports Medicine in South Allegheny, Amaya Gabriel. From Veterinary Assistant in South Allegheny, Della Harper. And from Welding in Thomas Jefferson, Michael Samara.
Okay, so at this time, I'm gonna bring Miss Inks up, and we're gonna recognize the Skills USA award recipients.
All right, so our Skills USA District 8 competitions took place in December, right before the holiday break. We had, I believe, nearly 40 students that competed at the district level, and today we are recognizing those who placed in the top 3 in their respective contests. So if you are here, come on up. In our 3rd place for the Cosmetology Under 500 Hours contest was Annabella Dukovic. From the aesthetics competition, we have Abigail Mossberg. In the first aid and CPR contest, we have William Elliser. In nursing assisting, we have Anna Carlson. And in the emergency medical technician contest, we have Lydia Holmes. And for our 2nd place finishers, we had Hunter Slavka in the automotive maintenance and light repair contest. Elena McGill in the collision repair technology contest. In extemporaneous speaking, Cash Velasquez. And in welding sculpture, we had Judah Arnold. And for our first place contestants, these students advanced to our state competition, which takes place April 8th, 9th, and 10th in Hershey. In the electrical construction wiring contest, we have Cash Korschlak. In the automotive refinishing technology contest, we have Selena Kirkwood. In the job skill demonstration open category, we have Amaya Gabriel. In medical assisting, we have Nevaeh O'Leary. In our welding fabrication team, we have Emerson Laboon and Jacob Phillips. In prepared speech, we have Daytona Hassan. The employment application process, we have Paxton McBride. In technical computer applications, I'm sorry, that's an afternoon student, not mixed in. In related technical math, we have Nathaniel White. And our Quiz Bowl team made up of Ethan Bell, Leighton Adams, Aiden Page, and Destin Miller. Congratulations to all of our competitors.
All right, so the next thing I want to do is just talk through the attendance awards. We are still doing the contest here. We're a little bit behind with, I got the December announcements here. January, I'm working through Fit Day stuff because I'm working through trying to figure some of that out because there were some hiccups and things. So just that everybody knows, when we look at it, I look at the numbers, but we also look at all the people who are missing. So I take a look, I have a big printout of everybody who has absences and where we're at. And, you know, this is really to help encourage you to be here, okay? And so we have 3 groups of winners that we have. October, we had HVAC in the morning and welding in the PM. In November, we had welding and then carpentry. And actually December, we had repeat champion for the first time ever of welding and carpentry. Okay, so good job with on that for everybody. We are going to get, once we get the kitchens back in order, we're going to work on getting you, a special breakfast in the morning. I'm already talked to Chef about that, and so we're going to get you guys a special breakfast. Those watching, I have not forgotten about you. So we're going to be getting that and going through that. But 2 more things real quick. Miss Youngstead's going to quickly read. We had a number of students, and I was surprised with how many students we had who had perfect attendance for the whole semester. Okay, so what we're going to do with that is, again, we don't have a space to bring all those students up plus all you. So we're going to have a special ceremony, a special thing for those students, but I wanted to recognize them today. So Miss Youngstead is going to read those names, and then we're going to have a reception for those students who had perfect attendance, and we have certificates for you after that. Okay.
From cosmetology, Carissa Arms Harden. From cosmetology, Chloe Brisinger. From health assistant, Anna Carlson. From cosmetology, Penelope Scholfa. From cybersecurity and networking, Zachary Sancantina. From auto technology, Antonio Civitello. From electrical construction, Joseph Cortez. From cybersecurity, Nathan Davis. From veterinary assistant, Lee Fillmore. From sports medicine, Bryson Fox. From veterinary assistant, Della Harper. From welding, Trevor Joseph. From veterinary assistant, Lauren Califatis. From welding, Landon Kinchek. From baking, Kayla Kovaleski. From carpentry, Michael Kudis. From cosmetology, Mason Kuchel. From medical professions, Alba Luciano. From cybersecurity, John Matthews. From veterinary assistant, Patrick Mooney. From culinary, Jaden Moeller. From automotive technology, Timothy Myers. From culinary, Adam Newman. From welding, Andrew Ralston. From building trades, Gavin Rise. From cosmetology, Morgan Shemp. From public safety, Lacey Smotzer. From advertising and design, Mohammed Tayeb.
Congratulations. Let's give a round of applause to all the winners. I told you there was a lot of students, right? All right. So the last thing, it's my honor to award the Educator of Distinction. And each year is part of the Career and Technical Education Month, which, we're celebrating now. Everybody noticed when you came in that you got a special treat, CTE month, okay? There was a time when I was your age where CTE was looked down on, okay? It was a place you send all those kids who can't hack it in college, all those trouble kids, and that's changed. And that's changed because of the awesome teachers, changed because of the awesome students that we have here at Steele Center and across the nation. And so there's a national initiative to celebrate CTE month, okay? And, we always start out, kick it off by handing out snacks, okay? And you guys get snacks when you come in. And then we have some other things that we do throughout the month. You're gonna see, we're gonna have some bingo. We're gonna play bingo this month. We did that last month, and we're gonna do that. There's also gonna be, it starts with me tickets, okay? So I'm gonna be walking around, your teacher's gonna be walking around, there's staff walking around. See you doing something good, we're gonna hand you a ticket. Out in the front, there is a box with different gift certificates in. Make sure you put it in the AM one when you get one. Make sure you put your name on it when you get one. Okay? So, but another part of CTE month we do, again, is honoring a distinguished educator. Okay? And really, we're looking at someone who exemplifies excellence in career and technical education. High quality instruction, professionalism, strong relationships with students, families, colleagues, and staff. They demonstrate exceptional commitment to students by creating supportive, challenging, and inspiring learning environment that goes way beyond graduation. This teacher has done that. They're one of our more experienced teachers here in the building. They're one of our mentor teachers here in the building. But really what set them apart this year was the reinitiation of a CTSO that had been kind of dormant for over 10 years. And that CTSO we're talking about is HOSA. And that instructor that we're talking about is Mrs. Castronis, our health assistant teacher. So Ms. Castronis, if you're watching, please come on over. That's why Ms. Taylor is there to receive your certificate. HOSA had success early in its first year. As a skills advisor for years as a teacher, I really believe in CTSOs. They give students not only ability to, challenge yourself, against other students, but network. I remember early on, there was a student who said one of their favorite things about Skills USA was they were sitting in an airport on vacation, and they met somebody who they had met in a national competition, for skills. So you get to meet and do lots of people from all over the country. We're going to have Skills USA members, the ones in first place, who are going to state competition in Hershey at the beginning of April. We have HOSA team that is going to a state competition as well. I think it's March 11th through the 13th. And they're going to be competing. But last year, in the first year, it brought national attention. They sent students to nationals. We didn't actually able to go to nationals. We have a plan, we're going to go to nationals. But we had national qualifiers in our first year. Mr. Rice received a phone call from a director across the state who was president of HOSA in Pennsylvania. And she was kind of like, how did you do this in your first year? One of the things we credit was, again, the work that Ms. Castronis, had done. So, did somebody run over and get Ms. Castronis? I'm not sure if she heard me or not. But she also, along with that, has served as a mentor teacher for the past couple years. So every year, again, it's an awesome opportunity to award this to an educator. And Ms. Castronis come over when she's just across the hall, so she can't be coming too far. So maybe there's a delay in the feed. All right, let's give Ms. Castronis a round of applause.
Thank you. No, just thank you. This was a surprise. I appreciate it, and I have the best job ever. I love coming to Steele Center, and I love all the students. So thank you.
Congratulations. All right, so you can cut the feed. So for those in there, there's some snacks in the back. I want to get a couple pictures real quick.